What up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Full Metal Analysis. Marcus, man, that one hurt last night, man. I mean, whew, it took a chunk out of me, man. I was all. Everybody told me that it wasn't possible for the Lions to win 3 games in a row, and I was like, nonsense. Look at this. Look at the people they're playing, and not only did the Lions come out with no energy, nothing. They like I don't know what we were playing for, but to have it snatched away at the last moments like that, man. And before I get into all the outside stuff that happened to the Lions, man, th- they just they just imploded as a team, man. And
They don't capitalize on home field advantage. The crowd shows up ready to go, going crazy. And I don't remember a game where like they just came out and they just rolled that energy and just put the gas down and just drove into the other team. This is usually what it looks like. It's real timid at the first, and eventually the crowd starts to get out of it, and then at some point they make a big play and the crowd gets back into it. But just the inability to capitalize on home field advantage. To your point, the Lions played like, well, if we show up, that's that's enough. We'll be fine just as long as we show up to the game. In terms of the Pittsburgh Steelers and yards per game, the Pittsburgh Steelers rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are the sixth worst team in the NFL at yards per game. They average 301 yards per game, and against the Lions, who are third in the league, average 378 yards per game.
not only do I blame it on the players coming out flat and dead, man, but no, we got this running gag. You know what I'm saying? You never bet against Mike Tomlin, man. And Mike Tomlin flat out just outcoached the Detroit Lions yesterday. Um, it looked like the Steelers had studied and had been studying the Lions for weeks, and they had all they did everything possible to neutralize the threats that we like to use. The second half, Mike Tomlin made his adjustments. Shepard didn't. The defense looked from looking, I ain't gonna say good. The defense went from looking manageable to awful.
There's nobody out there that's gonna make a play. Straight up, is Aiden Hutchinson. To which I would love to be in the locker room, in the film room, because the coaching staff, the whole Lions organization has nothing but praise for Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson is a great player. But when I watch the game, it looks like to me that Aiden Hutchinson might as well have a different color jersey on out there, because that guy is just out there doing his own thing every time. It never seems to be within the concept of what the defense is trying to do. Aiden Hutchinson is just out there trying to get a sack. And even when he drops back, he might drop back and look for the interception. But again, it just always seems like Aiden is doing his own thing. And at times it works out for the team. Then you got Jack Campbell looking to make the tackle. Alex Anzalone is probably the most versatile player on the team. You might see him in the backfield. You might see him rushing the passer. You might see him dropping back. You might see him in coverage. You can see Anzalone anywhere. Most versatile player on the team. And then Roy Lopez. Roy Lopez is a guy that I was hard on, and he has contributed all year. And he'll be pushing into the backfield, trying to make a play. He made I think he was part of a sack in there. But outside of that, man, that's it, man. That's it. If it's not one of those 3 to 4 guys making a play, good luck.
So when I was in high school, you know what I'm saying, I was a defensive tackle, and the coaches used to always tell me, see ball, get ball, get through that guy, go get the ball. You know what I'm saying? And as I got older and I became an adult, I was like, man, you know how much a better of a player I would have been if the coaches clued me in to the scheme behind me. You know what I'm saying? What you know what I'm saying? What we were doing in tandem with each other. Like put me in on the play. Let me give me some of that football knowledge on what the defense is in. But I didn't know any of it. All I knew was see ball, get ball. And that answer that Hutch gave me yesterday, because I feel like in the NFL, defensive linemen know more. You know what I'm saying? They are part of the. They might not know as much as the DBs or the linebackers, but they know parts of the scheme. They're included in some of the scheme of what the defense is doing and why. And that answer, what do you need to do? What do y'all need to do to fix this defense? And he just like, nah. And it just confirms what you just said about he's out there on the island. They went over to Aidens and said, see ball, get ball. And they're not including him on anything else.
I mean, that's unfortunate. And it goes back to what you said at the beginning, coaching, getting out coached. Like you said, this is the National Football League, the highest level of football in the world. And to think that, you don't have to think it. You know this is happening where, Kelvin Shepard is bringing his position coaches into the room and they're all sitting down and they're coming up with the game plan. So if Aiden don't know it, well, his defensive line coach should know it, and his defensive line coach should be sharing that with him. But at the same time, man,
sorry, fourth defensive line coach, by the way.
And people said that maybe that's part of it, is that we lost a defensive lineman coach to the New England Patriots. They said maybe he's being missed. But, looking at the defensive line, it's really unacceptable. Like, that's the only way to put it. It's really unacceptable. We spent our first round draft pick. Granted, it was a high first round draft pick, late 20s, but we took Tyleik Williams. And, we got 2 games left in the year, but I couldn't give you one signature Tyleik Williams play this year.
The running game, like I said earlier, it's like the Steelers were like, we're not going to let Jahmyr Gibbs and Saint beat us. Anybody else, they can have at it. But Jahmyr Gibbs and Saint won't beat us. So anytime Jahmyr touched the ball, they were all over him. And then you got David Montgomery, who did get hit in the background, in the backfield twice, but he had a tiny bit of success running, which we don't know because it was such a small sample size that once it didn't work 2 out of 3 times, they were like, all right, David, come sit on the bench. That's it. That's it for you. We putting all our trust in.
Yeah, to your point, 4 carries for 14 yards.
And dog, here's my problem with Jared Goff, dog. Here's my, I don't want to say my problem with Jared Goff. Here's my problem with the Jared Goff can do no wrong people. Jared Goff had like 300 and like 49 yards passing or something like that.
364.
Yeah, 364 yards passing. And all I heard yesterday is see, but Goff had a good game. And dog, I hate harping on Goff, but Goff is a fine quarterback. But that's not the problem with Goff. The problem with Goff is, yeah, he'll get you those 364 yards. But what nobody talks about is all the stuff in between. The wide open receivers that are wide open, and Jared Goff will look them dead in their eyes and throw the ball in the dirt. Nobody can explain to me why you're standing in the end zone holding the ball and you're 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi. Dang, nobody's open. Throw the ball away. Dog, why would you take that sack? Even if you punt the ball and even if you punt the ball, it's still a tie game, man. You gave not only did you give the Steelers a 2 point lead, you gave them the lead, but you gave them the ball back, which ended up being a 5 point lead. But I mean, that was the difference in the game.
David Montgomery, I can't believe I'm saying this. The Detroit Lions have made me feel bad for David Montgomery. And David Montgomery is a player who I've been trying to essentially get out of Detroit. Not because of a lack of a talent or not because he's a bad guy or anything like that. It's simply because you don't need two Pro Bowl caliber running backs. You just don't need it. It's a misuse of resources, in my opinion. You could have, especially the way they are using Montgomery this year, you could have easily found a running back to go out there and get you carries in the draft. Easily. You could have found a big body running back to spell Gibbs, because that is how they're using David Montgomery. David Montgomery might as well be a fifth round draft pick that they picked up this year, the way they're using him. And this guy, like I said, he's a Pro Bowl caliber player. This guy came back. This guy played through what was it, a torn MCL, or some type of MCL, and he played through the season.
Yeah, MCL, yeah.
It's some type of MCL injury. Played through the end of the year to give y'all the best chance, and then he got surgery on the offseason, came back. I thought he might be a step slower. He isn't. He's doing just as well as he was. The only difference is he's not getting the same opportunity.
Right.
We got 4 carries in that game, averaged 3.5 yards per carry. That's a good that's not fantastic, but that's a respectable running game that you can continue to go to. And to your point, they stopped going to him. As far as Jahmyr Gibbs, we can stop talking about the comparisons between Jahmyr Gibbs and Barry Sanders, because how many times did you see 2-3 linebackers coming in unblocked against Barry? Barry made a miss and he still broke off a run. If the hole is not there for Jahmyr Gibbs, I love Jahmyr Gibbs. He not doing nothing. If the hole not there, he not gonna make a play. He might make one guy miss, and that's about it. After that, man, you got to block for him. So that's that. And then Jared Goff. I told you I am I'm afraid that this team is slowly devolving back into the Matthew Stafford Detroit Lions. One thing about the Matthew Stafford Detroit Lions is the old saying was stat Pafford. Yeah, the Lions lost the game, but when you look at the box score, Matthew Stafford got his numbers. And Jared Goff, it goes back to our conversation from last week. Does Jared Goff get this offense moving, or does this offense get Jared Goff moving? I said it was the latter. And sure enough, the offense wasn't moving, and Jared Goff was asleep at the wheel with everybody else all the way up until the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, he had 346 yards. 206 of those yards was in the fourth quarter when they were down by double digits and whatnot. He took that. Wow. He took that sack. Thank you. He took that sack. He took that sack in his own end zone for the safety for no reason. To your point, the Lions got the ball to begin the game. They went 3 and out. It's not that Jared Goff is a bad quarterback. And I've been listening to people, defend Jared Goff all day. And to your point, man, it's not. Well, I'm a little bit harder on Jared Goff than you are, but it's not that he's a bad quarterback. It's just that when you go to say Jared Goff's name, it's like there is a group of the fan base that's like, this guy is absolved from all blame. There's no reason that you should have Jared Goff's name come out of your mouth after a loss where he put up, like you said, 364 yards and 3 touchdowns. They're, like you said, they're ignoring all of the near picks that he had where the defense just couldn't come up with it. But he threw so many near picks that would have ended that game. And my thing, man, I hate to put you in a situation because you started it, but you was saying that you'll be listening to sports radio and you be talking to yourself and nobody to sound off on. They almost got me to call in, man, because I just want somebody. I just want somebody, and unfortunately, you're gonna be the victim. I just want somebody to explain to me, because this is what I've been hearing all day. Jared Goff has the second best. I think it's QBR or passer rating, one of the two. He's got the second best QBR or passer rating in the NFL. Blah blah blah. You know, like I told you, he literally is top 5 in like every statistical category for a quarterback on ESPN.com. And that being said, if Jared Goff is so sweet, why did the LA Rams feel the need to gamble on trading him?
Because the LA Rams came to the conclusion that me and you have been discussing for, I'm not going to say, how long you been here? 5 years or 4 years?
I want to say 5 years, maybe 4. There was a bad year the first year. Then we almost made the playoffs. Then we did make the playoffs, NFC Championship. Then we 15-2. So this is year 5.
Okay. So the LA Rams were having the conversation. They discovered the conversation that we've been having for the last 3 years about Jared Goff. Because the first 2 years, we were thinking, we got to get this guy out of here. You know what I'm saying? He's a bridge quarterback.
He's a placeholder.
Yeah, he's a placeholder. We just waiting for the real quarterback to come here. But then Jared Goff stepped up his game. He got us to the first playoff win that the Lions have been to in years, and the conversation had to change. But the conversation changed from the last 3 years from this guy's not the guy, the bridge quarterback, to now that they paid him, can Jared Goff win us the Super Bowl? Is Jared Goff good enough to win us the Super Bowl? And for the last 3 years, me and you have been like, I don't know. I don't know, maybe. I don't know, maybe. And that's the conversation that the LA Rams were having for years, coming all the way up to, not his contract because they had paid him. That is the conversation that the LA Rams were having for years. And they came up with the conclusion, no, Jared Goff cannot win the Super Bowl. We got the team in place. We just need a couple more pieces, and Jared Goff is not going to be the dude to get us over the hump. We've got to do something. And they must have overheard Stafford saying, "Hey, I want out of here, and we got to connect." One of our old scouts in the line in Detroit is the new GM over there. Maybe we can make a deal with him, and the rest is history. So, yeah, that's why the Rams got rid of him, because they've been having this conversation, and I feel like for years they're like, "Can we win the Super Bowl with Jared Goff?" And the question was always, "I don't know," until it was just no.
My biggest takeaway from while you were talking was that essentially we were the Kansas City Chiefs, and instead of drafting Patrick Mahomes, we extended Alex Smith.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That pretty much sums it up.
Detroit